Yo, what's up? It's Lee Karaoke with the Unemployment Dojo. As you can see, we have nothing better to do. We're enjoying this beautiful sunshine out here in Federal Way, Washington. Getting in touch, enjoying the sun. The water is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. As you can see, I can see the hills out there. The only thing is that it's freezing. You know, I came out here in shorts. I thought, you know, I was gonna be in Florida, like Florida weather, but yo, don't trust the weather, you know. I'm in flip-flops and shorts, but I'm really freezing. But I'm still enjoying myself, you know. The lesson for today is about communication. You know, communicating your brand, what is most important to you. Knowing how to communicate your brand, and why is it important to communicate your brand, your target group, who do you target, how do you target your message, very important. That's it. For the rest, you have to join me on the computer, man. You know, it's too free, I can't even think. I'm freezing, man. So you have to stay still. And I think there's a madman coming. I'm about to jump into the water. Peace.
Okay, so we were at the beachside. It was freezing and I couldn't wait to come back so I could give you a tip about effective communication. So in this video, what I'm going to do is just briefly touch on what effective communication is. It's Sunday. I don't want to beat my head too hard. There's a long week coming up, and I'm trying to save energy for this week coming up. But I still want to deliver some content, you know, some content that's pertinent to what effective communication is. So number one, what is communication? You know, is it conveying your message? You know, texting, talking, writing, is that communication? Or could it be that it is speaking your mind? You know, when you actually open your mouth, tongue out, to actually start running your mouth and saying whatever it is that's on your mind. Or could it be expressing your emotions? You know, fear, joy, love, crying. You know, are these part of communication? Maybe, I don't know. But yes, they are part of communication actually, but they're not the entire part of communication. And the reason is that the previous three definitions are all self-centered. The core part, where two or more people engaging, is lacking. You know, there has to be more than two people. You know, it's lacking. So for communication to take place, there has to be two or more people actually involved. You know, and these are the features. It involves two or more people, you know, who are running their mouths, one back and forth, two or more people. It could be two or more, you know, but it has to at least have more than one person for communication to take place. And then the next thing is that all parties come out alive. If you have a communication, if you're talking to someone, you're not really communicating if one person dies, you know, one person gets shot, you know, because then again that puts you back to being by yourself. So there's really no communication, and no matter what the topic is, if the two of you can't get along, you can agree to disagree, but at least you come out with your life. You know, that's communication. But the real secret to communication, that's just communication. The secret to effective communication, how to always be heard all the time, is number one, you have to creating an interest in the other person that is way greater than in yourself. You know, always have more genuine interest in the other person that is way greater than in yourself. I'm always surprised, like, by how many people who come out and start talking about themselves and completely just, you know, it's like they zone me out, like I'm not even there, like whatever I have to say is not even important. You know, communication is all about creating an interest in the other person that is way greater than in yourself. Genuine interest. Imagine if, you know, and we experience this all the time. You know, someone comes and starts talking to us, and you start hearing the word I remember, this happened to me, I've been here, I've done this, I've done that, I've been through this, and there's never even one chance where they ask you a question. What is your experience? What have you been through? What do you think about this? You know, when the word I is predominantly being used in communication, it's not real communication. It's not effective communication. You know, it's not effective communication because, hey, you could talk by yourself. I don't need to be there. Why do I need to be there if you're constantly talking about yourself? I'm sure you get the drift. Second part is telling a story that is so interesting that the other person will in turn be compelled to tell others. How does the art of storytelling become almost a natural way of marketing products or a natural way of creating interest in other people? It's because the story that you're telling is so interesting that the other person will want to tell it to other people. A lot of times people zone into stories, you know, they want to listen to a story and the story is so interesting, and one of the main reasons is they listen to these stories not because the story is just interesting, but because they want to pass on this very interesting story to their friends. Have the 411, have the information, have the scoop on what was going on, you know? So one, I said, is creating an interest in the other person that is way greater than in yourself. And the second thing is telling a story that is so interesting that the other person will in turn be compelled to have to tell others. You know, that's the secret, the real secret to effective communication. So before you start opening your mouth, are you creating interest in the other person that is way greater than yourself? That's the first thing to ask yourself. The second thing is this story that you're about to tell, is it something that you're sure will spark interest in the other person to want to go and tell this story to someone else? If not, then find something that will definitely, absolutely make this other person won't even be able to, won't wait for you to finish the story, will want to get on the phone and immediately want to call their friends and tell them about the story you just told to them. Alright? And then finally, be yourself. Just be yourself, nah. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be yourself, man. You don't have to act like you were a Steven Seagal. You don't have to act like anybody. You just have to be yourself. Now, I thank you very much for listening to my story, for listening to this PowerPoint from all the way from the beginning, all the way to the end. And I sure do look forward to hearing from you on Sunday. Very, very good. Thank you and have a nice week, y'all. It's Lee Karaoke from the Unemployment Dojo. Thank you.